Hey everybody, Robert here from Black Belt Gaming. I hope you're doing well. I'm continuing my read-through of Dragonslayer, the role-playing game, a mixture of BXD&D and AD&D First Edition. We are up to the Thief today. The Thief is one of those classes that are available to pretty much all races except I don't see the Cyclops Man, so don't think it's available for him. There are no ability requirements. So even though at the beginning of the book it said in the ability score section that thieves require a high dexterity, when you get back to the thief class, you find out that is not true. You want it, but it is not required. So humans can be of any level: dwarves level 12, elves level 10. Gnomes level 12, halflings 14, half-elves 12, and half-orcs 12. Their prime requisite is dexterity, and hit die is a d6. We can see the experience point chart and some of the level titles that you can use. Some people like to use those, and some people don't. I remember back in the day playing AD&D First Edition, we didn't really use those, but they were there in case we wanted to. Sometimes there was a particular title that somebody might like, but they're not the level to have that yet. And I think sometimes some people in the gaming group use those different titles even though they didn't have the right level to get it. They didn't try to claim to be a guild master or a master thief when they were only first level. But if they wanted to be called, a vagabond or a burglar at first level, that was fine. Okay. Thieves possess a unique skill set. They're adept at picking locks, hiding, stealing, and spying. They learn Thieves' Cant, which is a secret language of their guild. They are secondary fighters and serve as scouts. They do have to pay guild dues. They need to give 10% of their earnings for protection. Thieves can wear leather and studded leather armor. They may not use shields, and they may not use two-handed melee weapons. Backstab. A thief may backstab. They have to move silently and hide in shadows. And under these conditions, they may make a backstab at +4 and do double damage. So when you're lower level, this is a bit more difficult to pull off. At 4th level, a thief may comprehend languages with an 80% probability of success, but this excludes magic script. For some reason, I have a memory that old AD&D thieves could do something with arcane magic. Not necessarily use the spells, not as a spell caster, but I thought they could operate or perhaps even read magical spells. But I don't see that here. Not in this version. There are various fast packs offered, and let's talk about the thief skills. A first level thief can pickpockets with a 35% chance of success. They can open locks at the same level, 35%. Find and remove traps is 35%. Move silently is 33%. Hide in shadows is lower at 25%. Climb walls is 82%. But when we get to hear noise and appraise, it's going to be using a d6. Hear noise is on a 1 or 2 out of a d6 roll. And appraise is on a 1 or a 2 out of a d6 roll. A roll failure with the appraise is a misevaluation you're basically 50% off the value, either too high or too low. There are some racial thief skill bonuses and adjustments that can be made. and you'll find those at the bottom of the page under the thief skills listing. Nothing wildly crazy here, mainly just that the shorter races, dwarves and gnomes and halflings, have more trouble with the climb walls due to their size. So that's kind of the thief in a nutshell. A class available pretty much to all except the Cyclopsman. Pretty standard. The thief saving throws, not too bad. And I guess as you progress, let's take a look at level 10. Most of your skills are going to be up in the 90, at least 75 and higher. Climb walls is all the way up to 90%, 99%. Hear noise is a 1 through 5, and appraise is a 1 through 5. So by the time you hit Guildmaster, you are pretty accomplished here. And I would say the lowest skill I see on the list is find and remove traps, which is down to 75. So talking about playing Dragonslayer as a thief, if we go back just to refresh our memories here, I remember reading at the beginning, it was talking about the 6 tenets of Dragonslayer. And it was talking about ask exact questions. I think as a thief, you're going to be possibly in the front role of asking these questions if you're going to play some sort of scout, trying to make sure the passage is safe for the other party members. So that is something in Dragonslayer that might be a bit heavier on you in this role, is you may need to ask some very, very specific questions, things that you can hear, see, touch, and smell, possibly even taste, as you're going through the dungeon. Remember, ask exact questions is one of the 6 tenets, as well as trying to keep the dice out of the maze controller's hands is another one of the 6 tenets. So if you can possibly discover traps through your questions, if you can possibly disable traps by asking the right questions and giving the right responses, that's going to be the better way to do it. So perhaps if you are pressed for time and you don't want to burn too much time, there's actually a timer that's later in this book towards the end, the Dragonslayer time wheel, where if you just take longer and you're being more cautious, you risk the chance of more and more wandering monsters and possibly torches going out. So again, remember back when I was reading through the races, we talked about how everybody had dark vision except humans. I'm not a big fan of that. And I did talk about some alternatives, because I think running out of light and being in the black dark should be frightening. That should be the monster's domain. So the time wheel is something we'll talk about a little bit later, but I think when you're risking coming up against wandering monsters and dealing with torches going out, there may be times as a thief where you need to speed things up. And I think then is where maybe the die rolling against the thief skills chart may come into action. So probably, if you're in the spirit of the tenets of this game, maybe you can get away, perhaps any class can get away with asking very specific questions and carefully searching for traps, for secret doors. When you find a trap and you're trying to figure out how to find the trigger mechanism and how to disable it and all of this, I think if you take your time and ask the right questions, you may not need to roll at all. That's what I'm getting just from the feel of what the book is saying. But should time be of the issue and you just need to get it over with and take your chances and speed it up, then you've got your thief skills here. Where other characters, I don't think they can do that. They're going to have to take longer and probably much more clumsily make their way through handling situations where there are traps and hidden things. So that's just some of my thoughts after reading The Thief here. Let me know what you think about that. I kind of like the idea that, wasn't it with old Dungeons & Dragons, like maybe original Dungeons & Dragons, the concept was that everybody was a thief. And a lot of it was role-played, meaning through specific questions. And I don't believe there was a thief class yet. I think that came out later. So by the time I started playing AD&D, there was a thief class, and I think that's when maybe they're adopted sort of the attitude that nobody can do this but the thief. And I think the older attitude was that everybody could try these things, but the thief was particularly good at it and could do things that, especially like climb walls and such, could climb surfaces that nobody could. And so that's what I'm thinking the thief is all about in Dragonslayer. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you agree. Anyway, I will catch you later for some more read-throughs later.